This week I've been getting some questions about creating and using video in your courses. So if you struggle with video in your course, this is for you. So the first question is about the challenges of video files being really large in size and sometimes too big to upload to your video hosting platform or learning management system. Now there's a lot of factors that determine the size of your video files, from the way the video is encoded in the file, to the dimensions of your video, and how the audio is encoded inside the video. There's a ton of video formats and sizes. However, all the use of these formats and sizes boils down to really is thinking about where the video is going to be viewed. People get hung up on recording and editing their videos in 4K or 8K when their videos are simply going to be viewed on a laptop, a tablet or a phone. You don't need broadcast quality videos for viewing on the web. For the most part, you'll be fine with 1080p, a video size of 1920 by 1080 pixels for most web-based videos, which will keep the size of your video files down. It's not just about the amount of pixels in your video though. The way your video is compressed using a codec, a set of rules that determine how your video is encoded or decoded, can significantly impact the size of your video files. If your video is recorded pixel for pixel without any encoding, your file sizes are going to be huge. On the other hand, compressing your video will reduce the size of your videos, but depending on what type of content is in them, it could have an impact on the quality of the output. MPEG-4 or MP4 is one of the most widely used codec formats for compressing video files, and the way it works is instead of the video file containing a frame-by-frame recording of each image that goes to make up the complete video file, it just records the changes that happen between each video frame. So if your videos contain a lot of static images, for example PowerPoint slides, then saving your video in a highly compressed MP4 format is ideal because there aren't tons of movements and visual changes that happen throughout the length of the video with slides in it. If on the other hand, you've got lots of movement in your video, for example if you're a dance or a fitness instructor, then there's more differences to record between each of the frames of video. You might still be able to use the MP4 format, though you may have to use a lower compression setting, which results in a slightly higher video size. If your video recording or editing software has the ability to encode the audio part of your video file into MP3 format, then I'd recommend you do this to also help reduce file sizes too. Usually you'll see something like MP3 128 kbps, and that should be just fine for speech and music. If you'd like to be in total control of your video files, there's a free program called Handbrake, which gives you the ability to import a video file, re-encode the video and audio into various formats, and tweak things like the bit rates and frame rates. On the subject of frame rates, most videos recorded by your camera or smartphone are captured at 30 frames per second. Sometimes it can be higher, 60 or even in some cases 120 frames per second. The more frames you capture per second, the smoother the action on screen, but also the bigger the resulting file. Think about the content you're presenting. If it has lots of motion, then 30 frames per second is fine. But if you're recording screencasts of software or PowerPoint slides in your videos, then you might be able to reduce the frame rate down to 15 frames per second or even as low as 5 frames per second. This will significantly reduce your video sizes. And when you're editing your video, check that your video editor isn't contributing to inflating your file sizes. Some video editing software, especially the more basic programs, might lack the ability to finely tune the output when you're rendering out a final video, and can in fact make your edited video files bigger than the original file that you started with. The next question is about editing video. What's the best editing software? Now this is a bit of an open-ended question, but for the most part, if you're creating educational videos, Camtasia is a good all-rounder and is great for capturing your screen when creating software demos. You can also use Camtasia for recording and editing pieces to camera and live video too, and it's a fairly simple piece of software to use. It has tons of templates included for introductions, outros, titles and animations that can be dragged and dropped into the timeline. If you want to spend a bit more and go for something like Final Cut Pro, that's totally fine, but bear in mind you might find it a bigger learning curve and more labour intensive to use this kind of specialised video editing software. and ultimately your software shouldn't stand in the way of getting your training completed and out. Remember the motto, progress over perfection. Make sure your workflows and processes aren't weighing you down. Your learners are waiting for your knowledge, so your software should help you do that, not hinder you. Keep your edits simple too. Try not to include too many flashy transitions in your final renders either. Go check out your favourite television programme. Most of the transitions in broadcast TV are simple cuts from one shot to the next, no fancy wave or diamond transitions. I've only ever favourited about 3 transitions in my Camtasia library in the 10 years I've been using it. Fade, glow and arrows, and I only use these in very limited editing situations. Keep your editing workflow simple, don't overcomplicate it. The last question I'll answer in this video is, how can I create cost-effective captions, subtitles and transcripts of training videos? So it's really important to create captions and transcripts of your video, not only for accessibility, so your videos can be accessed by those with hearing loss, but creating subtitles and captions offers many other benefits too. Many people find it easier to consume video content with subtitles on, even if they're not hearing impaired. If you transcribe your videos, you can publish the text of this transcription below your video, making it easier for your students to search your course content. Some video hosts like Wistia offer the ability to publish your videos with a follow-along karaoke-style transcript below when captions are added, making it easier for your students to follow along or skip to a specific part of the video. If you're uploading your videos to YouTube, you'll find that YouTube automatically creates subtitles for your videos using its own artificial intelligence algorithms, which can be a bit hit and miss for accuracy, but it's definitely better than nothing. There are quite a few services out there that offer human transcriptions, real people that sit down and convert your audio in your video into text transcripts and subtitles for you, although these can work out quite expensive if you produce a lot of video. Now, I use a service called happyscribe.com. They offer an automatic AI service that is highly accurate, around 80%, though the difference is that they have a great interface that allows you to go in and make manual corrections to the generated text yourself. Basically, you upload your video into their software and it spits out a transcription file and a caption file into their browser editor. And once you've proofread it and amended any errors, you can download captions in many different formats. Or you can download transcripts too, including interactive and PDF versions straight from the editor. You can also build out your own vocabulary file of any unusual words or phrases that might be specific to your courses and train HappyScribe to use these when it's outputting your video. It's a clever piece of online software. HappyScribe charges for their AI captioning and transcription service on a pay-as-you-go service and has very reasonable rates, certainly much lower rates than the human transcriber charges. Although if you decide you do want someone else to completely do all the transcriptions for you, HappyScribe do also offer an additional human transcription service too. Tell us how you use video in your courses. What things do you struggle with around video? Got a question? Let us know.